Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the jljpodcast. It's your boy, Jack Wemry. I'm here, my man, JVK.
How's it going, guys?
I'm also here with Matho.
Howdy, let's get rowdy.
Exactly right, Matho. On for a big episode today. Of course, we've got our round... Well, what round are we up to? Round 5 review plus round 6 preview. So...
Isn't it round 6 review, round 7?
Round 6 review, round 7 preview. So, very exciting stuff. Episode 9 right now. Next week will be the big milestone of double figures of episodes. You know, pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Jacko, can we also confirm the conversation at school? Once we hit 100 subs, are we going into vlogs?
We are. It's 100% confirmed. You hear that right now. The day we hit 100 subscribers, we'll be posting a nice cheeky vlog for you lads to have a watch.
And I don't think you guys will still see my face because I will be cameraman. So I think I'll be remaining
VK will just
faceless.
Still faceless.
Yeah.
The man of the controversy. Fair enough. I wouldn't really know you either.
I don't want to show my face in society.
Okay, just a quick question for you. What time did you get up this morning?
That's just confidential information. I can't release at this moment.
Is it true you woke up a bit early? Pulled a diary of Olympic kid.
Again, I'm not allowed to confirm or deny these allegations. It's under review right now.
Alright. That's fair enough.
I'll drop a bomb in the big JLJ multi.
But yeah, so make sure you get us to 100 subscribers if you want to see us release a vlog. Will be very exciting stuff. We'll confirm. Of course, me and Josh have been long-time bloggers back in the old JJ podcast days. But now we've got Matho with us, so it's just going to make it even better. So very excited.
Absolutely.
But let's let's actually talk about some footy. That's what we're here to do. Instead of talking about giant Olympic kid and vlogs, we're here to talk about the footy. I'll kick us off with our review of the games. And a bit disappointing for Brisbane, the Geelong versus Brisbane game. Of course, Brisbane took a big loss there. It's really disappointing through the second half. Brisbane were on top for the first half. Of course, as usual, Brisbane not being able to kick straight cost us. Of course, having 4 goals, 8 at half-time, with a lot of those goals being very easy opportunities that some of our players just completely stuffed up. But, then it was that big 7-goal quarter in the third term from Geelong that really just took us away. Of course, during that quarter, Hugh McCluggage also went off, so I think that was really tough for Brisbane, considering he is one of our main runners through the midfield to get the ball forward. So I think he was a big loss when him going out with his shoulder. Of course, the director of footy at Brisbane, a couple of days after the game, said he should be all right to play this week against the Giants, but definitely really disappointing. But Geelong were very impressive. It didn't look like at all they were going to come out and win after half-time. Brisbane were dominating the first half. Of course, it was the man Dangerfield who really turned it on. I gave him the 3 votes because his second half was one of the best second half of footies we've seen all year. He absolutely dominated around the ball. He never fumbled on. It was a bit of a wet night. It wasn't too wet, but still a lot of players did fumble. I would have given the 2 votes to Sam Menengola. Of course, kicked his 2 goals, had 26 touches. Very good player now, turning into, I think, one of the most underrated players in the AFL. Of course, he was primarily forward for the last couple of years, but now sort of moved back through the midfield and, really starting to find his game. And we give him the 1 vote. It was sort of hard to find the 1 vote. There was a couple of players who could have had it, Players like Simpson in his first game back had a good game. Ablett, kick 2, had a good game. You give him the 1 vote to Tom Hawkins, though. I thought he was quite strong against Harris Andrews. Of course, they've complete 2 opposite plays, with Harris Andrews being pretty much all skin and bone and likes to intercept, while Tom Hawkins loves to get a 1-on-1 just to be able to dog Harris Andrews out of the way. So I thought it was a good matchup there for Geelong. And Tom Hawkins kicking his 3 goals. One of them was a very nice goal from the boundary as well.
Yeah.
But a little bit concerning for Brisbane. After the game, I was really, really angry with some of the dud plays that the club has. There was just plays in the team and you just wondering what the hell are they still doing there. Of course, we talked up Dan McStay last week. He had a shocking of a game. He didn't know what was going on. He's very bad. Fortunately, my main man, the Big O, also very, very average.
But that tap, though. What about that tap?
That tap to Dane Zorka, that was a highlight.
Goal of the year. That is goal of the year so far.
Maybe goal of the year so far.
That was a beautiful goal.
It was a very good goal. Of course, the big O tap down to Zorko to the behind the head handball to Neil to roll it through. Very good stuff. But you look at the disposal getters. I'm looking at it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of the bottom 13 disposal getters were Brisbane players. And you want to know the two Geelong players who were in there? Mitch Duncan and Narkle, who were both out in the first quarter. So it just shows that there's too many bystanders in the team that just don't know what they're doing. Of course, Steph Martin has completely lost it. I don't know what's happened to him.
He's going to get dropped, I reckon.
He's still better than Archie Smith. Archie Smith's the worst footballer I've ever seen. But still, Steph Martin was really poor. He barely won a hit out. And he just doesn't seem to have the run and, sort of presence around the ground that he had last year, and the years has been so good for Brisbane. But yeah, quite disappointing for my boys. What are you guys' thoughts on the game?
And it shows that, maybe there's a certain way, like what Hawkins did, to be able to go up against Andrews. Dixon couldn't do it, and you thought he would with his big body, but if players can start being more physical like Hawkins was, and not just kick it high in the air like Andrews will win it every time, then maybe that's a way to combat the great defender, Harris Andrews.
It's an issue, but also you got to remember again, not every player is Tom Hawkins, who is arguably been one of the best one-on-one forwards in the comp for the last 5 to 10 years. So, tough day for Harris Andrews, but I still think he did all right. A couple shitty free kicks that were given out to him and stuff like that. It was a bit of poor umpiring all around during the show, I reckon. But,
Yeah, they're just inconsistent as always.
It was a bit of inconsistency. I'm still a fan of the holding the ball rule. I do like it, but it's just, they got to get consistent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll move on to the Collingwood-Hawthorn game, though. Very impressive win by the Pies, actually. I thought this game was going to be quite dead, considering that neither team knows how to attack. And that was very evident. But, as you guys remember, I did have my big call that neither team would kick over 10 goals. Collingwood 8 goals, Hawthorn 3 goals. So, nearly got it combined as well. That'd have been something special. But yeah, I knew from the start that this was going to be a poor game and a low-scoring game, considering how bad the two teams are going forward. The Collingwood were a lot more impressive than Hawthorn. Of course, Hawthorn, up until half-time, only kicked 2 goals, and then, of course, had their last goal in the last quarter. I will admit Hawthorn could have made it look, more respectable. They did kick 7 behinds in the last quarter. So, I wouldn't say they were going to win, but, they could have pulled it back to 20 points or so. It would have made it look a bit more respectable. But it's just the way Hawthorn move their ball, which I think is a real problem to Alex de Clarkson and the Hawthorn boys, Players like Frost, McAvoy, Frawley, all in the back line who can't kick, is a real struggle. And they could have to give it to Sicily to be the main person to bring it out the back. I think with Joel Menimpi coming back in potentially this week or next week, did play in the practice game against Giants on the weekend. I think he would have gone all right, didn't get injured. So he'll definitely be a big win for the Hawks to come back in. But yeah, Collingwood were very good. I would have given the 3 votes to Darcy Moore. I think he had a really good game. Completely shut out the Hawthorn Tools. Of course, Jono Patton went down early with his hamstring injury. Had a little cry about it.
Wasn't happy about it either, yeah.
Wasn't happy about it. Of course, I was thinking he may have done his knee again because all the commotion, he looked really upset. Yeah. But no, it was just a hamstring. Of course, Jono Patton's been injured for so long, I'm sure, happy to finally get back out there once again. And then, hammy pings, not ideal. But yeah, Collingwood were very strong. 3 votes to Moore. He's run off the halfback line. He's intercept play. I think it's him, Harris Andrews, and Jacob Wiedering so far for the 3 best defenders this year to make All-Australian. Of course, would have been Howe, but of course Howe is now injured. But I think those 3 would be the front runners for the, tall defenders. Would have given 2 votes to Treloar. Gee, he's been impressive. Of course, Noxie, if you're listening, Noxie doesn't rate him at all. It's a bit crazy.
I can't.
Yeah. Fremantle, St Kilda.
Fremantle, St
What do you reckon, Vic? bit of a choke from St Kilda, I reckon. 37 points up, or 36, or whatever it was. I think went very, very quiet. Then I think our man, Dan the Man, he went very quiet with only the one goal, and I think 27 Supercoach points or fantasy points, whatever you want to call it. Kind of proves though Brett Ratton's men are no good away from Marvel. I think I saw a stat that they're 6-0 at Marvel and 5-1 away from 1-5 away from Marvel. So it's pretty 50-50. Michael Walters and Andrew Brayshaw both really good with 26 touches for Walters and 20 to Brayshaw. I reckon that it was a good second half for Freo, obviously with a big comeback. But 3 votes to Michael Walters, 2 to Brayshaw, and 1 to Tim Embry. I reckon he went all right for him.
He's on there. I really thought Saints were going to absolutely smash them. I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw the scores of the first quarter and was like, oh, well, that's the game.
Yeah.
But no. Of course,
A
didn't
lot of heart
score.
from Freo.
Yeah, I was working and VK texted into the group and Jesus, what's going on with St Kilda? Check the score a couple of hours later and boom. What happened?
Yeah, I did watch the last quarter of this game. It definitely was interesting. So, St Kilda almost won it in the end, Of course, they ended up choking it, but then St Kilda came back, kicked, I think 3 in a row near the end. And then, of course, that last goal to Schultz, I guess, sealed the game for Freo.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I cut out before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did for me.
You dipped.
For what part?
It was just the end of the Collingwood Hawthorn review. It was probably 5-6 seconds.
Okay, well, I'll quickly say it was more 3 votes, Trelaw, 2 votes, 1 vote to be Brody Mychek. Of course.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry about that, lads. Of course, the old McDonald's Wi-Fi down here, struggling on the day.
It does struggle, Jacko. It does struggle. Anyway, on to the next game. VK West Coast Adelaide.
Pretty comfortable win from West Coast in the end. These Crows, they're really bad this year. I knew they weren't going to be very good, but maybe not this bad. I thought they were going to be bad, not this bad. Something really has to change down at Adelaide. West Coast starting to play a little better, and I think McGovern makes such a huge difference to the West Coast team. I still rate him as one of the best defenders in the league. Yeah, he's one of the best intercept players and has been for the past 5-10 years. For me, 3 votes goes to an Adelaide player, actually, Brody Smith, who played very good. Started off bad this year, but he's starting to get some form again. 2 votes for Sheed and 1 vote for Tim Kelly, who I had it in my top 10 players in the AFL at the start of the year to have him in 9th, and I think that's a bit of an ambitious pick.
It's been an ambitious pick right now, yeah. I said an ambitious pick at the time.
Maybe last year he was, but this year he wouldn't even crack my top 25.
No,
so he's struggling a bit this year compared to his great season he had at Geelong last year.
Good to see Matty Crouch back out there as well after being dropped. A bit mad that who's been dropped over some of their other players that could have easily been dropped over him.
Yeah.
Have the 29 touches.
Jeez.
Yes, but they're different players. He's more of a nothing player.
What about this, Jacko? You'll like this one. Eddie Betts, the leading goal kicker that's still on Adelaide's payroll.
He is. Adelaide are in the shambles. They paid players to leave. And that's
so funny.
Still getting paid.
That is very funny.
I have no idea what's going on.
Not at all.
I mean, a lot of people in Adelaide have given up with their club. Fair enough.
Well, did you see that video of Rory Sloane running out onto the ground and having a bit of fun with it? Like, beautiful day for footy and stuff, but you see that sort of stuff and it kind of questions their, like Dan Butler said, professionalism in a way about how they go about their footy.
Yeah, well, considering Rory Sloane also got injured in this game.
Yeah.
And considering they're all out with Sloane for, I think a good couple of weeks he's out for.
Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, even more struggles for Adelaide. And, of course, don't see them beat any team. I think they're very lucky they got diverse. Very unlucky, I guess, they got diverse the Swans in round 1. I think Swansea's the only team they could beat. And
Yeah.
it's about it.
I still think Gold Coast are going to go bad by the end of the year. Maybe
Gold Coast, but they're still a much better side than Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I mean, Gold Coast are a much better side than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from that, you don't see them losing to too many other sides.
That'll be a good game, just quietly, though. Gold Coast Adelaide, I reckon a few of the Adelaide players a few of the Adelaide players
at the
that
moment
went up to Gold Coast, it would be just
maybe
full of viewers.
Well, they've already played each other. They played each other around 3, and Gold Coast won by 53 points. So that's why I said it wouldn't be a good game.
My bad then.
But of course, Matt Rao, I'm pretty sure, did turn it on this game. And Tuka Miller had a good game. But yeah.
Yeah, Rao 2 goals, 20 touches.
Just cool. Well, good to see West Coast backfiring, though. Of course, they're going to have a long, long stint at Optus now, and you wouldn't expect them to lose too many games on their own deck.
No. You reckon they'll find a bit of form now, don't you reckon?
Oh, yeah. They'll end up finishing, I think, top 4 by the end. So it will be interesting.
Very.
Matho, move on to the Melbourne Gold Coast game.
Yeah. Well, we did call it. Christian Petrarca, big game. I think he needed
25 touches, 2 goals. Needed to kick one more.
Yeah, he needed one more for the multi, which was a little bit disappointing, but still the 3 votes. And I think this was kind of the cherry on top for no Rao, no Gold Coast. I think this probably is a game that with Rao you'd consider them the favourites and probably comfortable favourites over Melbourne, who are struggling at the start of the year.
Yeah, considering they can't score normally.
Yeah, exactly. Isaac Rankin, though, what a beast.
All 3 of his goals were class.
Yeah. 3 goals, 3 goals. I think the one off the ground, VK, you're calling Neil's goal the goal of the year, but I reckon Rankin's off the ground.
That was a good finish, tucked it in.
Yeah, outside of the box, little pot, you know. You mind it? And I think Maxi Gawn was pretty big. 15 touches, 30 hit-outs. I think
dominated around the ground.
For the Supercoach players, I think Gawn was over Grundy this week, just.
Gawn has been a much better player than Grundy this year. Grundy's the number 3 ruckman. In terms of this year's form, I think it'd be Gawn 1, Goldstein 2, then Brody Grundy is 3rd.
And Pittenay 4. How good's Pittenay?
Yeah, Pittenay 4 if you really have to.
He's a beast.
He's a beast.
Oh, golly.
But I think it'll be a test for him again this week against Sydney, I reckon. But we'll see how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah. Good to see Sammy Wiedemann kick his 2 goals, though, back out there.
Yeah, especially a good one in the end.
Considering that we absolutely ripped into him last podcast.
That's what we got to do.
He responded. He did respond. He must have listened and heard.
He did.
It was that JLJ guarantee. You play and you do well. It's
true.
That's how it works now.
Exactly. So if he came onto the podcast next week, he's probably going to kick 5.
Exactly. It just doubles.
Yeah, he was good. You know, of course... You know, has had his issues in the past. Of course, he wanted $600,000 a week. You know, a bit ambitious from the man.
A week, you reckon, Jacko?
A year, that's my bad.
Playing soccer by the time.
Yeah, been playing too much Football Manager and stuff lately. Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, Sammy Wiedemann did have a good game. You know, of course, Ben King also is an absolute beast for Gold Coast. And
just
I'm very excited to see him play.
We're going to talk about Gary Lyon's reselection of the 2017 draft.
Yeah, I saw that. That was...
What was it? I haven't seen
so ambitious.
Very, very ambitious.
What did he have?
Got a screenshot of it for you.
He had both the Kings brothers going 1 and 2, didn't he? No, Max King at 1, and then...
Who else is in the draft?
He took Sam Walsh down to 6th. I think... Maybe not 6th. He's definitely lost form this year, and probably being a little bit biased. But I think a rising star from your first year, I think, doesn't really calculate to dropping to 6th in the draft reorder. I think
so quickly redo the order. So say what
Yeah.
his order is.
I'm just trying to find it now for you, Jacko. I
Thought
thought I had a screenshot of it.
No, I do remember King was at number 1. Max
Yeah,
King.
he had
Coulson was second.
Isaac Rankin.
Yeah,
Isaac
exactly.
Rankin at
He had
number
Rankin
3.
at 3, and he's played 1 game. That's
Yeah,
a bit crazy. Considering he's better than what Connor Rosie and Sam Walsh. No, don't be stupid.
Definitely not better than Rosie and Welsh.
No.
We'll try to find it.
While you try and find it, Matthew, we'll move on to the Eston North game, VK.
Another W from Essendon. Very happy, of course. That took us. It was taking us to 4th place with the game in hand. Yeah, I have to be happy. You know, we're sitting in 4th place.
You seem really like when you lose.
That we're making top 8. I never will be. Looking pretty impressive. Have had relatively easy fixtures, I will admit, except for the Collingwood game. However, be very interesting to see what we're like against more of the top sides. The back line for me was extra impressive this week. Hurley and Hooker continue their great run of form. And also the young Jordan Ridley looks like he's going to turn out to be an absolute superstar defender for me. Just taking intercept after intercept mark. The back line at Essendon is looking quite good. Fantasia finally played a decent game through the back line. Sard as well. A few other players running in and out of it. I do like our back line at the moment. I'm going to give Ridley the 3 votes this week. With Zaharakis getting the 2. And
can you confirm? So Zaharakis picked up all 10 of the coaches' votes, and VK was trying to argue that he doesn't deserve a vote. Which I think
I was very close not to giving him a vote.
You weren't going to give him a vote. I protested that you had to get a vote.
VK.
You weren't going to.
He was a top 4 player on the field, and he could have gone in any order. It could have gone in any order. McGrath was in there as well. I really do hope he keeps up the form. It'd be awesome for us, but we'll see. One good game.
That's
see
true.
what he does.
That's true.
All right.
Good. Remember, we do need.
Jacko, you want the redraft?
Talk us through your redraft.
All right. So Gary Lyon's gone ahead.
Max
King at 1.
Yep. No, I think he could end up being a superstar.
100%. Ben King at number 2. Isaac Rankin at number 3.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Bailey Smith at number 4.
That's fair enough.
Connor Rosie at 5. Sam Walsh at 6. Nick Blakey at 7. Taron Thomas at 8. Jack Lukosius at 9. And Chase Jones at 10.
Yeah, I think the bottom half isn't bad. It's just Isaac Rankin being at 3 over players like Bailey Smith, Walsh, Rosie. I did say
very ambitious
in one of the earlier podcasts that Connor Rosie's a better player than Sam Walsh, which I think they're very, very even. But I do like the look of Connor Rosie. But yeah, I think Rankin goes below all 3 of those players we just mentioned.
100%. Bailey Smith could arguably at number 1 as well, I reckon.
Yeah, well, I think he definitely could. Considering I was going to say you haven't seen enough of him, but of course, Ben and Max King pretty much played 1 year. So,
yeah.
Definitely interesting to see where he goes. Of course, we do want Bailey Smith on the podcast just because he would pull in an insane amount of views.
Oh, get him on the thumbnail.
Exactly, get him on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
He'd pull very good views. We'll move on to the Porch Giants game, which was actually quite a good game in terms of, I guess, the 2 teams match up against each other. I was actually surprised that Port ended up winning. I thought the Giants were going to win this one. I expected the Giants to win this one after their impressive performance over the last couple of weeks against, likes of Collingwood and stuff. But yeah, just couldn't get it done. Port Adelaide pretty much dominated from the start, pretty much up it, I think, nearly every stage of the game, apart from Giants a little bit in the third quarter. But it was that final quarter from Port, which I think, won in the game, kicked the 4 goals to the Giants 2. Would have given the 3 votes, though, to Lockie Whitfield. Good to see he's finally getting back into his All-Australian potential form from, last season and the seasons before. Of course, had a bit of a slow start to the year. 25 touches, kicked his goal, went at 80% efficiency as well. I think he's definitely one of the best kicks in the comp, and probably the best kick at GWS. Or even the 2 votes to big Tom Jonas, is it Jonas or Jones?
Yeah, Jonas.
Is that Tom Jonas? Had a really impressive game, actually. I think he ended up picking up 6 or 7 coaches' votes, which is very impressive for him. Had 6 contested possessions for him. But yeah, he had quite a good game. Given a 1 vote to a guy I personally don't like, but Sam Powell-Pepper was really good for them off that half-back line. 22 touches and kicked a goal, going at 77% efficiency. It's quite a good player. Still quite young as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, only played a couple of seasons. But yeah, he is definitely a good player for Port. And shooting was a good bounce back considering the Brisbane, I guess, gave them their reality check. Then I guess they've given Giants their reality check. So I think Giants are cruising, thinking, yep, we've got the premiership. This is our year, boys. But not, it's poor, I guess. Good to see Jeremy Cameron kicking his 2 goals. He's back. Of course, we talked a little bit about Cameron. He needs to find some form. Kicked the most goals on the ground.
Yeah.
With 2. Yes, it isn't much, really. When you say kick most goals on the ground, it's only 2. It's still good to see he's finally kicking some goals again. And I think still is the best. I think he or Tom Lynch is the best forward in the competition. But yeah.
Are you forgetting about Tom Papley as well, Jacko?
Well, he's small forward. Tom Papley's not even the best small forward in the competition.
I'd say second best.
Second best, behind Charlie Cameron. Charlie Cameron's still the best small forward. Tom Papley is a beast, though. I will admit, I'd said at the start of the year that the only players that really Sydney have Heaney, Papley, and Mills, really. I knew Kennedy was going to, stuff it. I think he's too old now. Of course, that showed with him getting injured on the weekend. But yeah. We can move to the Richmond-Sydney game, VK.
What to say about this game? Terrible.
It'll be a quick review, that's for sure.
One of the worst games I've seen in a while. Dusty not performing to his normal standards this season, as we've seen. Sydney don't really have much exciting going for them right now. They played it pretty smart against Richmond. They got to around within a goal at one point, and they played really defensively a lot of the time with extra men back, and maybe that's just what they got to do this year because they don't really seem like they got anything else going for them. 3 votes definitely to Mills, very impressive, and then super coach beast this week, and then 2 votes to Lambert and 1 vote to Short from the Tigers as well. It's a dreadful game.
It was. But I watched the entire game with this. Of course, I was also on my laptop doing other stuff as well because I watched the first quarter with no distraction. I'm just like, what is going on here? The fact that after quarter time there was a total of 3 goals for the game is a disgrace. It's a disgrace of the state of where our footy is at. Of course, there's people saying there's nothing wrong with that game, but it's just so poor. The fact that Sydney had 75,000 players behind the ball, as what's his name, Hardwick says, it's quite annoying.
Park the bus.
They well and truly parked the bus.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they have to do because, as you said, Sydney haven't got a forward line. Nobody,
what
no
else
Reid.
Are they gonna do? Yeah.
No Sinclair. There's no at all. They just
get out to Papley and hope for the best.
Exactly. But now
that's all you can do.
Now, of course, Isaac Heaney gone for the entire season. For the entire season, their best player gone for the season with that dislocated ankle and something else he tore. Big loss considering he is their best player, and of course, I think he's not the captain, is he currently? Because Kennedy's still their captain.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Kennedy's.
I don't know anything about Sydney, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, of course. Where's the Lee horse?
Horse, get in the comments and tell us the captain of Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want for you today, Horse.
I'm going to say that it is Kennedy. Well, I'm not 100% sure. I was going to say that if Heaney is the captain right now, I'm not sure if he is.
Is it Parker?
It is Parker. That's what it is. It's Luke Parker. That's
Yeah,
a dreadful captain. Jesus Christ! No
He's
wonder
a
the
good
club's in
player,
the
though.
shit.
Maybe not a good captain.
Yeah, exactly. He's a great player. No question about that. But I don't know if he's a captain and leadership quality. But yeah, of course, their forward line struggles. Heaney out for the year. Kennedy gone for the year. I think it ends up. That means that Tom Papley has to play more midfield time, which once again has a big effect on their forward line. So,
Big effect.
Exactly. They're just going to really struggle to score goals this year. Of course, Buddy, I doubt he'll play again this year. I just don't see the point. As what's his name, Lloyd said on Access All Areas this week, that if Buddy was ready to go, unless it's for a good 5 or 6 games, you wouldn't risk him having a soft tissue injury because it's just the season's gone for Sydney. You know, there's no way they're making top 8. There's no way they're competing in most games. Like I said before, I think they're very, very lucky they got to versus Adelaide round 1. Considering they only beat Adelaide by 2 points, that's when I knew, Jesus, you're only beating Adelaide by 2 points. You know, serious struggle town. But you know who I'm excited to watch as a young player for Sydney is Big James Rowbottom, one of their draft picks this year. He is an absolute beast, I will admit. He's a good young midfielder that I think will be one of the next good players at Sydney that will, I guess, go through their rebuild stage. But Matho, move on to your big game.
Jacko. Top 8 football for the first time in 7 years. Get around them blue baggers, eh?
Mm-hmm.
How good is that? I don't think I've seen it in my lifetime. VK hasn't seen a grand final in his lifetime. Finals winning in his lifetime.
No.
At least I've seen that. But big win for the Blues. Could really talk about this the whole podcast, Jacko.
Good job.
I think very promising signs for Carlton. With I think Cooper went down pretty early with his shoulder injury, which was worrying. Not going to lie, did get a little bit worried watching the game, but I think it was still quiet anyway when he was on the ground beforehand and was quiet afterwards. So I think kind of shows that we don't really rely on him as much as what we used to.
Yeah, definitely.
Sam Doherty also was pretty quiet for us down back. Harry Mackay silenced all his critics. 3 goals was pretty good. Just needs to keep it up. I think I can't remember who it was commentating, but they said when Harry Mackay is on song, he's one of the best forwards going around. But
you can say that about everyone though. Like on song,
that's a big statement.
You know, on song, Eric Hipwood's the best forward in the comp. Yeah, but he's on song once a year.
Small forward in the comp when he's on song.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big statement. It's an easy statement.
Yeah. Silly statement.
If he's just not on song all the time. He's rarely on song.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. He just needs to get his head right and keep doing what he did against the Dogs. But he bets 4 goals, 14 touches. The forward pressure that he brought to the game, I think, was arguably the reason that we won. And I think Bailey Smith, very good for the Dogs. Jack McRae as well, Jacko. You wanted Jack McRae in the vote.
I wanted Jack McRae in the vote. I was pushing hard for Jack McRae to get a vote, but unfortunately didn't get one.
Bailey Smith, just the goal and the same amount of touches, I think, just got him over the line. He was probably best on for the Bulldogs. Ed Kerno did a very good job tagging Marcus Bontempelli. Still managing 19 touches and a goal himself, which was pretty good. But a 52-point win, I think, is good. No, we just can't get our heads too big.
Very impressive.
Good to see Lockie Hunter back out there for the Dogs as well. Of course, after his incident,
well as well.
He did have the most touches on the ground, 27. But good to see him back out there.
Just quietly though, arguably the biggest wanker in the AFL, Tom Liberatore. He is a fair toss pot.
God, yeah. I don't know.
His dad was when he played. If you ever seen highlights of his dad, he was an absolute scumbag.
Never true. Everyone was a scumbag back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Liberatore's tattoos, that's for sure. I think his tattoos look
Oh, they're
stupid.
the worst things.
No.
It's
They're
just like,
the ugly. They've got to be a bed or something. It is disgusting. Surely doesn't think that looks good. Honestly.
Mm.
I was just happy that in the last game we played him last season, Libba turned to the Carlton fans and mimicked he was rubbing his eyes as if the Carlton fans were crying. So sucked into you, Libba. If you're coming on the podcast, you're just going to get roasted by everyone. So don't come on.
And then
here.
you're going to have 50 touches the week after.
That's true.
Yeah, JLJ guarantee.
All right, so speaking of a JLJ guarantee, the JLJ multi. Matho, would you like to talk us through the multi this week? 70 grand multi last week. Didn't get up. I don't think any of the legs.
I haven't even heard this, so I'm interested.
Yeah, neither of us have heard this. This is all Matho's done. Let's have a listen.
This is huge, Jacko. Do you want me to tell you how much it's worth right now? Or do you want me to go through it first?
No.
Tell us the price.
Tell us what it's worth. Get the fans excited.
All right. Go. Say a number and I'll say up or down.
A mil.
Jesus Christ, why are you saying $1 million?
$1.2 million.
See, I knew it was going to be around there.
What is wrong with you?
Huge, Jacko.
I had a feeling.
And if you want to chuck the power play on as well, it goes up to 1.5 mil.
If you got a power play just sitting around on your power play,
Just chuck
extra 300 grand. You'll be kicking yourself who you don't play it this week.
Yeah, you'll be kicking yourself, guys.
And it's not that bad. There's only one leg that probably will let you down.
Probably.
Right. With a 1.2 billion, I don't know if any of them. I think all of them. Yeah, well, let's have a listen.
All right. So for all you Collingwood fans out there, I don't reckon you're going to like hearing this one.
Ooh.
Jack Stevens is going to be included in Geelong side.
Yep.
Right. Going to return to his best and fairest form from St Kilda.
Really stubborn.
He's going to get 15 plus touches and kick 3 or more goals.
I mean,
no. I don't know. He doesn't even go forward. When he does play, he sits on the wing and doesn't touch the ball.
It's possible. I reckon if he's on song like Harry Mackay was last week, he'll snag 3 and get 15, and there's one of your legs done.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then this one's for you, VK.
yeah,
Your main man that you didn't want in your votes, David Zaharakis, to kick 2 or more.
Oh, that's the dream. I don't think he's done that in years.
I think he'll kick 2 or more against a Bulldog side. It's shaky.
They're very shaky at the moment. I reckon 2 or more for Zaharakis and 2 or more for Townsend. I reckon no stringer down there. They're going to have to lift.
Townsend.
He's
4 in the
going to go big, I reckon.
I think it was 3.
Okay, there you go. Definitely possible. So that's
Definitely possible there.
That's not too bad. That one's definitely gettable.
That brings up the price a little bit though. What about this one, Jacko? So this is going to be a little bit hard for him.
Oh, so this is the one that isn't getting up, is it?
So we need Gold Coast for a big win, little win. So that's between 1 to 39 points win for Gold Coast.
Yeah, so it's a little win. Mm-hmm. That's definitely gettable, considering Sydney is shocking. May even be a big win. Yep.
But in a losing side, Tom Papley will still kick 4 or more goals because he's the only decent forward for Sydney.
But it's a possibility if they decide
Stephen one's worse.
Exactly. If they decide to keep Papley in the forward line, which they definitely could. It definitely could happen, considering that Papley kicked 4 in a losing side to the West Coast Eagles. I definitely think he could kick 4 again, because he definitely is an exciting player. So yeah, is that a multi or is there one more?
There's one more for the Carlton Port game.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon Connor Rosie might return to his restart form, kick 2 or more.
Yeah, I definitely think he can do that.
And Eddie Betts 2 or more as well. He's going to continue his form from last week.
That's
your multi, Jacko.
Well.
I mean, 1.2 mil. Chuck a bonus bet on.
It's a bit crazy. Like,
You know, chuck $1 on it, lads. Just chuck $1.
chuck $1 and you've made yourself 1.2 million.
Yeah, why not? You know, why not?
Yeah, I'm going to see how much is that if you put on 1 cent. If you chuck on your 1 cent, you are making 12 grand back. So, I mean, if you want to chuck your 1 cent on, you could.
Do it.
But we will say that's not going to happen because it's ridiculous. But we've got a multi here that is definitely possible at the JLJ multis. This one is paying $88, so still some very nice money. And this one hasn't got anything too ambitious at all in it. So first, we've got Trelaw to get 30 touches, which is, you know, definitely possible considering that he's had 30 in both the games he's played. And also we got Gary Rowan to score 2. I don't like him at all. I hate him. I really, really do not like him. But, you know, he's definitely a decent player and he does score a lot of cheap goals. So 2 is definitely not bad for him. And he did get off for his suspension or for his report, didn't cop the week when he hit that guy in the back for Brisbane. I can't remember who he hit. I think maybe in Starcevic or something. And then we've got our multi for the GWS versus Brisbane game. Charlie Cameron to kick 2 goals. In his last 10 day games, Charlie Cameron's kicked 2 goals. So I reckon he could definitely do that. And considering that...
He loves the daytime.
He does love the daytime. And considering that I think Brisbane will really be fighting to win this game to get revenge after our semi-final loss. Definitely possible. Lockie Neal to have 25 touches. I definitely think he could do that. You know, he's been getting, you know, nearly 30 most weeks, so 25 shouldn't be too hard for him. And then we've got Harry Perryman to get 20 touches. You know, been really good for GWS this year. We'll be close to leading their best and fairest, you'd think. So, yeah, if you put all that into your 5-leg multi that's currently paying $88, considering that the only ambitious thing is maybe Gary Rowan to kick 2 is ambitious. Maybe locking you at 25 touches instead of 20. But yeah, that's currently paying $88. So jump on to sportsbet.com.au right now and get your money's worth. Or if you want to have a bit of
a risk,
do the ultimate bet like the Matho just said
absolutely.
Before. But I guess ready to preview what looks to be a very interesting round of footy, Matho.
Yeah. Geelong Collingwood Thursday night. Should be a good game, I reckon.
Good game.
Very good game, I think. Yeah, you reckon Geelong coming off a big win against Brisbane, and Collingwood coming off a pretty average win off Hawthorn, but still a very good win. I think the average win just comes from your call, Jacko. That wasn't a very high-scoring game. Was a good contest, but I reckon Collingwood still comfortably up there in the top 4 for the flag favourites.
Yeah.
But I reckon over in Perth, Optus Stadium, Thursday night, I'm going with Geelong by 12 and big prediction, Jack Stevens, big inclusion for him and 3 goals, 15 touches, just like the multi. There you go, Jacko.
Yeah. Well, he should be in considering I don't think Duncan will play and I don't think Nark will play either. So definitely a good chance to be put into the team. So yeah.
He did well in their scratch match as well against Collingwood seconds and Geelong seconds.
There you go. So we should be seeing Jack Stephen this week, according to Matho, and he should be kicking his team.
But then again, it was shortened quarters then at the old scratch match. So I think Jack Stevens' extra weight in the shorter quarters did him well.
Fair enough. I'm saying Geelong win as well by 8 points. Also, very impressive against Brisbane. And
the Pies by 22, I reckon.
Pies by 22. Oh.
I do. I like the look of Pies. I still do. I still reckon they're my favourite for. I'm still going with the West Coast prediction from the start of the year, but I still reckon Collingwood look great to win it as well.
Collingwood West Coast final, you reckon? Grand final,
yeah.
Collingwood West Coast at the Gabba. absolutely
I,
pumped.
I don't want them to bloody make the grand final, though. Jeepers creepers.
You wouldn't
But
mind it,
I
right?
reckon
And
they
then
do.
they lose again. It'd be really good to see them lose again.
Oh, that's the dream.
Mm,
BK,
But-
you're beat them.
Yeah,
true.
but like they had one off game. I still reckon they're looking really good.
Well, there you
Fair
go.
enough. Really, they've lost twice. Why else did they lose there? They lost the Giants as well. Yeah, I guess good side. Yeah, VK, move on to the Aston Bulldogs game.
Should be a good game. I reckon no Shield Fesson, which is a pretty big out, especially because of how well he's been playing this season,
Very
and especially
dirty.
with the likes of Bont and McRae in the Bulldogs midfield. I reckon Essendon, however, will continue their run of form and win by around 19 points this
19
week for the
points.
Dons. I don't know how their forward line is going to match up against our back line at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we'll just outscore them.
That's fair enough.
I don't
That's generally how you win the game.
goals to beat us. No, but as in they won't be able to get their forward line isn't good enough. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And our back line is quite elite at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely a possibility. GWS Brisbane game. I think it will be the second best game of the round. Definitely be interesting. Both teams coming off a loss. Unfortunately, I've got GWS beating us by 4 points. Would be nice to see us beat them, of course, after they beat us by that guy throwing it with like 2 minutes left and giving it to that guy who snapped it in the final. But yeah, of course, Brisbane's still got a couple of outs. Cam Ellis-Yolman won't be coming back in. But it's good. Hugh McCluggage and Mitch Robinson both should be playing after they got injured. So that'll be good to see. But I think GWS do win by 4 points.
Fair enough. I reckon Lions are going to win this one. By around 13 points. I reckon.
Where's it being played?
Brisbane will get them.
At Giant Stadium. So home ground advantage.
I still reckon Brisbane will win.
I reckon
Hopefully.
GWS. Just.
Just.
Close game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be a close one.
Mm-hmm. Matho, game of the round coming up?
Oh, mate. This is arguably the most dead game of the round. Dead game of the year.
I think Steve's right.
Sydney versus Gold Coast. Jesus Christ. Just
a good game.
It'll be good to see the youngsters run around for Gold Coast and have a bit of a scratch match against some traffic cones.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully for Horse, Lear is included.
Hopefully.
It should be.
But Sydney are in big trouble with no Heaney, no Kennedy, no Franklin. I think the highlight of their year is currently right now Tom Papley leading Coleman, and that's all they can look at and promise.
That's all they've got going for them right now.
Exactly. But I reckon Suns comfortably by 20, and Isaac Rankin will have another good game and kick 2 or 3 goals. But the big prediction is Tom Papley. 4 goals, 20 points.
Yep.
I agree with Suns, about 28 points, I reckon.
I said Suns by 27.
Yep.
Oh.
Tigers
Very
North.
Close. Should be an interesting one, but I believe Richmond will get back into their great form, actually. I think they're going to have a really good performance and win by around 40 points. I do think it'll be close to half-time, though, and then the second half Tigers will pull away. Big prediction, I think Dusty's going to probably have one of the best performances of the year from any player. He's going to have 25 more touches with 4 goals. Being back in form, he struggled a bit this year, but I think this is going to be a bit of a breakout game from Dusty Martin for this season.
I was going to say, can't I say breakout game for Dustin Martin, considering he's one of the best.
For this
but
season,
this season maybe, yeah. I guess he just hasn't been there. With Richmond, I guess, haven't been playing well.
Yep.
Yeah, considering they haven't been playing well, but they're still sitting 6th on the ladder, good sign for the Tigers, even though, scumbag club. But, yeah, good respect them. Yeah, I say Tigers by 22 points. North, just an average football side. Always have, always will be.
Yeah. I reckon Richmond comfortably by about 20-odd points.
Right. Matho, Carlton Port could be an interesting game.
I reckon it's going to be an interesting game, Jacko. It'll be a big test for us, but Port are looking a very, very good side at the moment, sitting comfortably at the top of the ladder. At the Gabba, hopefully where the grand final is for you, Jacko.
It'd be nice to see.
Yeah, I think Cripper's been cleared to play after his shoulder scare, but and as much as I want the Blues to win, I think Port will get up by, I don't know, 10 to 20 points. Wouldn't put it past Carlton. I think being in the hub has done us very well. I think during the commentators say that they are a side that get along really, really well. And living together, I think, has helped them out a lot. You see on social media and stuff, and we're having a laugh and stuff like most clubs are at the moment. So I think that's done them pretty well. And we do play well at the Gabba. We're not terrible up on the Gold Coast, up in Queensland, sorry. But big prediction: Charlie Dixon not to kick a goal. Jacob Wegering's going to shut him down.
Definitely a possibility.
And Connor Rosie to kick 2 and Eddie to snag another 2 as well.
Fair enough.
Definitely fair enough, yeah.
I reckon Blues are going to win. I've got a bit
really?
of a bold prediction. I actually have Carlton by 20 points.
On your VK.
That'd be a nice win. I'd love to see that.
Today. I think Port have started off well this season, but I just can't come to grips with Port being a top side. They're like, for me, they've always been like North Melbourne, bit of an kind of team. And I don't think they're going to stay in the top 4. I think they'll make top 8, but I don't see them finishing top 4 this season. I just can't see them making it. And I think Blues are going to beat them by 20 this week, and they're going to start to dip in form.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Considering that they just beat the Premiership favourites, real tough to put on bold. But I have got Port by 33 points. Even though Carlton are exciting, they're still young, and they still can struggle against a much more mature side in Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good that Carlton got to be up in the Queensland hub, considering it's easily the best hub to be in, considering you have to stay in the, the WA hub and stuff. They have to stay in like hotel rooms and stuff. But up in Queensland, they're in, the 5-star resorts and stuff, playing golf and stuff every day. So obviously a lot better facilities up there, of course, being, I guess, the biggest tourist destination in Australia compared to Western Australia where no one would ever go.
What about that though, Jacko? You see Gil McLaughlin an hour ago, he made it official that the AFL Victorian clubs will be based in Queensland with short stints over in the West.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because they've got the best hub up in Queensland. So it makes sense. They've got the best facilities to provide for these footy players, having great resorts and stuff up there. A lot of training grounds. So, yeah, definitely the best spot for most of the Victorian sides. Will be disappointing to not be able to have probably any footy in Victoria for the whole year, maybe not even finals as well, considering that the grand final most likely being played at either the Gabba or Optus. Of course, love to see it at the Gabba, but I think it'd be smarter to have it at Optus, but, it'd be nice to have it at the Gabba. So, yeah, move on to what could be, I'm going to call it lowest scoring game of the round. Hawthorn versus Melbourne.
Your team, Jacko. Your team, Hawthorn.
Oh, yeah, it is, yep. Good one. But yeah, will be an interesting game considering it's 13th versus 15th on the ladder. One with 3 wins, the other team with 2. Hawthorn with a 3.
What's Alistair Clarkson got to talk about this week?
What do you mean? He didn't talk about anything this week.
No, what are you going to talk about this week, Jacko? He's been a bit quiet after the talk about holding the ball.
Yeah, and they listened to him because he's got the most authority out of anyone in the AFL. So, I respect that.
He's going to have another sook this week? What's he going to say?
So he won't be having a sook, though, because the Hawks will be winning by 11 points and Jack Dunstan will be kicking 4 goals. So, he won't have to have a sook.
Hawks by 12.
Matha, I'm assuming you got Melbourne then?
Nah, Hawthorn will get up. Just for you, Jacko. Your team, Hawthorn, will get up.
Definitely. I guess that good Alistair Clarkson thing there. As we look through some of the comments of the last video with big long time listener with Davo. Of course, was on our episode, maybe episode 4. He was on the podcast. He did say that he's sick of Alistair Clarkson and that he's no good. So I took that to heart. Pretty offensive. I did say during the podcast that you can disrespect anyone apart from Suriel and Alistair Clarkson, considering that they are my 2 favourite people outside of Brisbane. But yeah, good looking through some of the comments. Of course, Marco Mazziotta, fan of the podcast for a while. Of course, has been known to hate on the podcast a little bit with his rivaling podcast, the Bundle Up podcast. Considering that they only get 30 views in their 2 podcasts with their conspiracy theories. But yeah, he said Fugglema. So
Tugglema, Marco. Tugglema.
Exactly. So you love to see it. David also said at 29 minutes and 8 seconds, yep, I'm definitely still the only one watching. David, would be watching probably close to an hour into the podcast right now. We'd like you to comment BJ Destruction. Of course, that's for Horse's PlayStation username.
If anyone wants to add up.
If anyone wants to play with Horse, you can listen to that. It was good to see, though, that the Blizzard also said, can confirm I'm also here. Of course, he's also been on the podcast with our Premier League talk. Definitely a long-time listener. We also commented with at 43 minutes and 14 seconds. You love to hear it. And if we do remember correctly, that is the part when we do have the big introduction of Kathy Van Kuyk coming into the room. Of course, Josh forgot to put up his sign for people.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress. Disappointing. You didn't put it in, Beeks. Is it up right now?
No.
It isn't.
It doesn't say that anyway. It just says don't come in.
What does it say?
Just say don't come in.
Don't come in. It should change the recording in progress. Should change that.
What happens when you got someone over in your room, VK? Do you put it up as well, or?
No.
No.
You sure?
No. Marco Mazziotta also responded saying the signature quote, "How's it going, guys?" from JVK, the Love Hard Eyes. You do love to see it. Says the same thing every video. And of course, Ben Horsnell wasn't meant to be on the podcast this week. Very disappointed that he didn't end up coming on. Had a bit of a cry, something about Italian oral being tomorrow. We all know Horse loves a bit of oral. But he did comment, Ali, what a man.
Oh, yeah. Jacko.
That's awesome.
Very awesome. But considering we got a bit sidetracked there, should move back to the Fremantle West Coast game. The big derby in WA. VK?
Fremantle showed a lot of heart last week. I did very well. West Coast did look a lot better. However, I think Fremantle are going to win. Jeez. I have this game here being the best game of the week. That might sound a bit crazy, but I think it's going to be an exceptional game. I think Freo are going to beat them with a big upset, and Walters to kick 5.
Walters to kick 5, Jesus.
That's what I'm feeling for this week.
Even though that 5 is in doubt, you reckon they're still going to get up?
Oh, absolutely.
And considering that Walters plays majority midfield time now.
Yeah, 5 goals out of the midfield. It's a big day for him.
Well, I got a feeling.
On you, VK. I'm going with Fremantle as well then, just so you're not alone.
Absolutely.
Well, it looks like I'm going to be the loner here because I've got West Coast by 38 points.
Jeez. Big win.
It is a big win. Fremantle.
So you know what? I'm calling a draw. Fremantle West Coast is
Alright.
I respect that call. Completely. I completely respect that call.
I'm copying VK here with a draw for the opening round, but honestly, it's going to be a draw because a loud crowd at Optus Stadium. I don't know how many. What's the talk of the crowd at Optus?
30,000 allowed in.
Jeepers.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Coronavirus, here they come. Second wave for them. Hope not. Touch wood, they don't. So, but I mean, big draw in front of 30,000 at Optus.
No, that'll be very exciting. And then I guess I've got the final game for the round. It's just going to be a poor game. Adelaide versus St Kilda. Adelaide shocking side. St Kilda average. Can be good, can be bad. But I've got St Kilda winning by 42 points. You know, I think they will get back to their dominant brand of footy. I've got Dan the Man kicking 3 goals, getting back. He was very poor this week. We, I guess, didn't really discuss that much. But yeah, Dan Butler was quite poor this week, unfortunately.
Dan Butler's never poor. He's always on form, mate.
True.
He's always good.
Yeah. But, you know, he didn't touch the ball in the second or third quarter. You know, fair enough. Let Fremantle get a win.
Almost disposals. That's what they were.
That's true. He did get a lot of almost disposals. But yeah, Dan Butler kicks 3. St Kilda 42 points.
Just quietly though, are we discussing what the extent of almost touches are? Is it within 5 meters of the ball?
Yes.
I think maybe just like, you know, you're a chance of getting the ball. You know, maybe like he could have hand passed it to you, but he didn't. You know, he could have kicked it to you, but he decided to kick it down the line. You know, a little run around the back to get the handball, doesn't give it off, decides to kick. You know, I think they're the almost disposals there. Of course, I would have made AFL for having almost disposals.
Same.
Yeah, they would have dominated.
Absolutely.
Disappointing. But, yeah, you guys got anything else to say about the potty? Got anything up?
Not really.
Not really?
Just chilling. Just excited for another week of footy.
So definitely.
If anyone's still listening, comment. I'll be on next week, and we'll have a special quiz for you. I've got a few questions for you.
We've got a few questions. Jeez. So hear that right now, Dave or Blizz, if you're still listening, because you're the only two that still will be. But probably Dave will get in first, considering he is quite quick watching them. Blizz is the hashtag notification squad though, so you have to respect that. But
You do.
He does take a while to watch all the video. I know he does like to watch it in stints. That's fair enough. As long as you're watching it all, that's what you like to see.
You do.
So
as long as he goes off and gets back on and the views get up.
Exactly. That's true. That is true. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the JLJ podcast. Reminder, when we do hit the 100 subscribers, the first vlog will be out. If we're still in lockdown, it might be a cheeky lockdown vlog. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe a bit of a, I don't know. What kind of vlog could we do? Just quietly.
I really don't know.
I reckon a bit of me v Jacko in FIFA, and we'll see who's a better FIFA player.
I bet you 9-0 last time we played. So
do that, and I'll commentate.
Vico will be the commentator.
Bang.
There we go. And, you know, we could have some forfeits in there as well. When you can see the goal, you may have to.
I like that.
You know, if you lose by more than 5 goals, maybe Snapchat takeover for a whole minute. You can post whatever you want on there. Could be interesting. But yeah.
Can we confirm a 2-0 victory at my house on the Brownlow night?
That didn't happen.
I think it did, but
I don't remember that ever happening, and I'm being serious. Like, I don't.
It was a random selection in the Premier League. I think you were Brighton, and I think I was.
You were Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea. It's not that bad of a game. You got big Matt Ryan in goals. You know, it's decent.
I don't remember that.
Maybe it was against Garlic. I don't know.
No, it wasn't against Garlic. It was Jacko. Garlic didn't play.
I don't know.
Hey, did I burst him?
Yes, you versed him.
I played the controller upside down and beat him.
Nothing.
That's incredible stuff.
In the FIFA tournament, I did beat you 9-0.
Yeah, Jacko, your Wi-Fi was shocking. And
yeah, no, I will confirm that every time I verse Jacko, the Wi-Fi, that Matho should have won.
It's called a home ground advantage. Exactly. That's what you got to think of. It's a home ground advantage. That home ground crowd that makes you go, you don't know what you're doing. Smart.
Jacko, your Macca's free Wi-Fi doesn't do anyone any favours, mate, so I wouldn't be talking about a 9-0 win on your home Wi-Fi.
I would, All right, so at our 100 subscriber vlog will be a Jacko vs Matho FIFA game. with forfeits involved. So get excited for that. Make sure you're subscribed and see you later, guys.
So, yeah.
So,